Let's look at your WordPress sidebar. That is here currently. In this theme, it is on the right-hand side. Content is on the left. There are many themes that employ this layout, and that is because a study has shown that your eyes on the screen go to the left-hand side first, which is where your content is. So technically you don't really want the sidebar there. You want your latest content there that people can read and say, well, you know, in this case, lorem ipsum dolor sid amet, which doesn't mean a lot, but the eye is drawn to this place, so that makes this place a great starting point for navigation, which is why most themes employ the sidebar on the right. Whatever appears here in the sidebar, you can set in your backend under Appearance Widgets. So there we go. There's nothing to be afraid of here. Again, this has got several options. We're only going to discuss one of them, which is here the primary widget area. There are several widgetized areas on your website, and this particular theme, 2010, the WordPress default theme, has several. This is your sidebar, which corresponds to the primary widget area. The secondary widget area is underneath, but it's in the same sidebar. And then you have several areas in the footer, which is the first, second, third, and fourth widget area. That is the footer, is the bottom part here. Keep in mind, though, that many themes, or most themes, only have one widgetized area, which they just call the sidebar. Others may have more, but there we go. This is pre-populated with several widgets already, but you can get rid of that. If I don't want the search widget, I'll go delete. You refresh your homepage, and the search bar is gone, which is great. So I actually don't want any of these. Recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, I want to get rid of all of them. All I want to leave is the meta widget, which is the login widget, which I think, you know, is kind of helpful. So you go recent comments, delete, archives, delete, categories, delete, and even recent posts, delete. All right, let's have a look. Refresh the page, and there you go. Meta is the only thing we have, which is nice. So let's pop some widgets in that we actually think are a good idea. For example, the links widget. There we go. I'll show you how to pop links into your website a little bit later, but for now, if you hit save and refresh your site, there you go. You've got blog roll, which is all the links that WordPress has by default defined. You would never really show these particular links. You'd show your own links, like the links to your favorite websites, or to things like your Facebook page, your Twitter page, and so forth. So that's a links widget. You can also put a pages widget in there if you wanted to show off your pages in the navigation. And you can call it anything you like. Let's call it anything, really. And you can sort by page title, page order. That would be alphabetically. And you can tell WordPress if it needs to exclude several pages. This is just an example. You don't need to use it. It's just, you know, this is how a widget works. And look, this is the same structure that we had by default, your pages, when we created them. So we don't really want that either, so we'll get rid of that. We maybe want an RSS widget, which displays a feed from another source here. So if I wanted to go to wordpressguru.co.uk, we have an RSS feed here, which is the orange button here. Subscribe to this page will show you the feed, the RSS feed, which is a machine readable thing, stands for really simple syndication. You just copy that, pop that in here, go to save, and you refresh it, and this feed now pulls in the content that I've recently written on the WordPress Guru. And then if you click on any of these items, you would then go to that post. Okay, so that's an RSS widget. There's many other widgets that you can cause all kinds of mayhem with. These are just for demo purposes, really. One thing I want to bring your attention to is the text widget. That, by default, doesn't really do a lot other than display a title, and some content goes here. You may think this is really not anything you want to spend a lot of time on, but imagine you wanted to display a widget from another website. So certain websites give you the ability to display your latest tweets, for example, or your Facebook fan box or something. Let's use Twitter as an example. If you go to twitter.com/goodies, they have a variety of things that they let you embed onto your site, like a badge or like a logo. In this case, we're going to use widgets here. And keep in mind, this is only an example. You want a widget for your website, and I'll say we want a profile widget. Usually you end up with some kind of code. So in my case, I'm Vers Lewis on Twitter, and you give it some preferences. Say I want to display my 6 latest tweets, and in appearance-wise, I would like the tweet text not white. I'd like it to be a little bit like mauve, something like that. Done. I can go and test the settings, so then this widget is being populated automatically. Maybe I don't like the mauve so much. Maybe I want this little, yeah, like this. Yeah, like this is cool. Those will be my colors. Actually, maybe I like this a little bit lighter, perhaps. There we go. I think we're there completely. Dimensions, I'm going to go for auto width, finish and grab code, and I get this snippet of code here. Now, this is nothing to be afraid of, fans. Select all, copy it, go over here, paste everything. There we go, that's the spirit. And now this code is here. You hit the save button, update your front page, and you'll see that this widget is now being displayed in your sidebar. That's fairly cool, isn't it? You can do this for anything and everything. You don't need to call it title, of course. That was just me demonstrating. So you can take the title out, and there you go. Dynamically automated. If I tweet anything, it'll be here within a couple of minutes. That's how these things work. And you can get this for anything from advertising to your Amazon wish list to PayPal buttons. You can stick anything in these text widgets that comes from other sources. Okay. Now in the next tutorial, we're going to talk about how to change the layout of your site. So I'll see you in a minute.